Hello, how is everyone doing? It's been a little while since I did a video. If you saw my last couple, then you know that I've been doing craft fairs, trying to sell some of the stuff I make to be able to buy more leather and keep doing this hobby and keep learning. And Etsy and eBay, not really super great. So I've done a few craft fairs. So I signed up for another one. It's in a month, and it's at another location, same town. It draws a pretty good crowd, and they're theme based. And this is a medieval, however you say it, theme based fair. So I signed up for that because I'm in leather, and that seems to be a popular item. And in that, I've been to a Renaissance fair some years ago, and so I've seen everyone all dressed up and stuff. I'm not really into that. I'm not a D&D game player. I don't play video games, role play, any of that. But I'm going to do this craft fair, and I think I'm the only booth there that has leather items. So I kind of want to make some things that are going to be what people coming to the craft fair maybe will be looking for. So I did get some water buffalo belts from Weaver, and some rings. So it seems that the belts that people wear for the most part back then maybe are simple, have one loop and you just tie the belt through it. So that's easy. I'm going to do that. I got a few other ideas. So I've been going on YouTube to find things to make, because I don't really know the genre that well. So I found a couple guys on YouTube that are really into it and have some good videos, great videos of items they make. One of them is Darkhorse, I believe it's called. I should know, I watch a lot of them. And he's done a lot of these bags. So I bought a bunch of suede. I've already made some pouches with the leather drawstring. I've made those before anyway. I've sold a couple of those. They're good for, whatever dice or, whatever you collect and you want to have a nice little soft bag. So I bought a lot of different colors of suede to make these bags, but I want to make some with the suede and a leather cover going across. And so it'll have a flap, you pull it and it'll bunch up like a bucket bag. And I did buy some deer antler tips. I guess they get them when they find the deer antlers after they've fallen, shed deer antlers to the ground, and cut off the tips. And so I might use these for stoppers or bag closures. So anyway, so that'll be coming up. I want to make some bags, do some more pouches. I looked up the different, well, I did do a search to see what colors, and I guess people back in that era, colors kind of would represent status of the people. The elite had purple and reds. I guess it was hard to make a purple dye. It's expensive back then, and so the elite had that. The nobility had red, wore red. The average guy like myself, working guy, had a lot of browns, gray. So I have all the different colors. So hopefully I'm right there. Silk Tree has a ton of videos. What's cool, I think he's in the same state as me. So that was neat, because I don't know of anyone around here that's into leather leather-like community, except Buckle Guy is in my state also. Anyway, he has a ton of videos, and he's definitely into it. He does the role playing stuff, so I want to make, I want to have at least one arm kind of a guard. I think they call it a bracer. And so I watched him and what he did, which is what I'm going to do right now. And he's actually gone, like he gets into this and plays the roles, and he's gone to, I watched one, he was in Germany. I don't know how many people just doing their thing, all into, like, you know, whatever character they wanted to be for the entire, I think it was a whole weekend or longer, I'm not even sure, but it was a pretty interesting video if you're curious about that kind of thing and the role playing and getting all dressed up. So I'm trying to think of things to make. A vendor that was next to me last week said her dad does, you know, gets dressed up and goes to the fairs, and what she thought I should make is very simple, just a loop going that goes on the belt, snaps on. She said that everyone, they have wooden cups for the most part, and they carry them on the belt, so they have just the loop snap, and that they can put around their belt and hook their cups on. So I'm like, that sounds easy, I can do that. So I'm going to make some of those. On the same line, I see skirt, I'm not sure what you would call it, skirt holder. A lot of the girls wear these long skirts, and same thing with just a loop going around the belt with like a loop of leather with a couple of these, and they can pull their dress if it's too long and hike it up and just shove it between the two loops and pull it, and kind of holds the dress up like that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the pouches. Yeah, I need some masking tape. So you wrap this on like this in cellophane, and then he went around in masking tape. So I don't want to go too close to the wrist, because I don't want to have the leather jabbing you in the wrist when you're moving your wrist around, and I don't want it jabbing into the elbow area. So this is going to be kind of tight. I'm not trying to go too tight, but if you're using a thicker leather, you're probably going to have to make it a little bit bigger, whatever this comes out to. Because as you know, if you have a thicker ounce leather and you cut it small pattern and you cut it to that exact size, and then say you bend it or something, you always end up short because of the thickness of the leather. Don't ask me about the math. Okay, that's good enough. Let's pull on the hair. All right. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet for a design, if it has a design. Do I want to use my swivel knife and do something? Do I want to try to do some artwork on it? Maybe I'll use this and put a couple rivets each side and throw some rivets in there, make it look kind of badass. All right. So, probably be laced up on the bottom. So let's see if I can do this without damaging myself. I could use this, but no. Let's think safety. Voila. Here we go. Most of my patterns begin as paper and end up on a cereal box. And this one is no exception. So like they say in New England, if you don't like the weather, wait a minute, because it changes quickly. And it was going to be a beach day and the weather's not cooperating, so I might as well come back down here and keep going on my project here. So I just made this a little bit smaller. So on paper, it pretty much came, it touched, but the leather's a little thicker, so it's giving me a gap. I think that's a pretty good gap. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to spend too much time because I have no idea how this is going to come out. Sorry for the shaking. So my guess here was an inch off the top. I'm going to use grommets instead of just the bare hole. These grommets are pretty big, but I think I'm going to try this. So maybe that'll be the center of my grommet. I was thinking about an inch in. I think my last video I was talking about starting to use millimeters, and I still go back to using inches. So that's an inch, and then I was thinking an inch and a half between them. So one here, another one here. Let's see how this works out. And that's an inch and a half, so works on that side. Try this side. Probably because my measurement is not exactly the same here. So let's fix that first. Should I go do this on the heavier bench or on the cement floor with the pad? But for video purposes, I'm doing it right here on my bench. Get a little vibration. You guys see my hat? Wondering what that's about. I'm usually wearing a stocking hat down here because it's freezing. I did attempt to carve my name with a swivel knife. Came out like crap, so I ended up ordering on Etsy from another leather crafter in Texas that has a etching machine. So he did the etch for me, and then I stitched it on the sewing machine. I bought a blank hat, one without a seam in the middle. Seam ends here, so I'd have a flat area. Came out okay. But anyway, this is what I wear at my craft fairs, just so I look kind of like legit. So it's gonna look like that. Put this on the back side. We'll swing around to the buckle guy thingamajig. The press, I've already got the setter mounted on it. Makes easy business of this. All right, so I'm going to pause and bang these out. So like they say, when you have the right tools, things go quick and easy. So get these in no time. If you didn't have the press and you just had a setter, it's just a hammer. You're just gonna put this through the hole, put this in, put this on the other side with the little rim up, and then just peen it with the setter. Easy. This is Latigo lace. Probably could have hunted for some kangaroo, but I didn't. Kangaroo's a little stronger. Something like this will work. Let's just get a quick idea of how much I could possibly need. I cut about 42 inches here. I'm saying it so I'll remember if I need to go back and look whether it's too long or not. Okay, so I have to work on my crisscross stitching. I have to work on my crisscross stitching pattern, but that's the gist of it, and I think it's cool. I like it. I thought I got too much line, but actually if I put a couple knots at the end of this just to hold it from coming back through, I think we're good. Or size wise, I think I'm good. About 4 out. Maybe a bigger guy, longer arms would need a longer one, but it kind of protects that area. And some 320. Let's see what that does. I'll put some kind of edge on it too, or a sealer for the fibers to close up a little, not be sucking up all kind of water and sweat. Alright, my friends, I don't know why this camera was not on. That was, but you didn't catch it. But what I did was I just cut two 1.5 by 4. So I thought that one's 4. Somehow this guy. Now they're the same. Anyway, I was saying that this is harness. It's really thick. It's like a 10 or 12 ounce. It gives a nice burnish. On my valet trays, I was bending the sides to rivet the corners. Tough. Tough to bend. Put some dye, seal up these fibers. I don't know if this matches perfectly with the Crazy Horse. A little different color, a little different texture to it. I got a burnish already without even any tokenol yet. Let that dry a sec. I'm going to hit it with some tokenol. This guy's only got one coat on him. Hopefully at my craft fair someone likes these and buys them. So I don't know what I'm going to use them for. I don't do that. I'm not a participant of the Renaissance fairs. Maybe I will be. So that's 2 coats. After it dries, maybe I'll run the sandpaper lightly on it and give it a 3rd. I'm thinking this is going to be in the center. A couple of rivets in there. Some antique brass rivets. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Thinking about it. Could carve something on it, or I could just do some rivets. while this gets cased, I'm going to go heat up my coffee. ready to do battle at King Richard's Fair. All right, I gotta make a few more things for my table for the medieval fair next month. I'll do another one of these, another pair of these, a little different. Maybe I'll do straps or something, or carve the actual arm piece. I don't know, but I gotta make several things, so I'll probably just do a playlist of each one kind of in that category for the fair. So that's what I'll be doing this month. And after that fair, we're getting into Christmas. I don't know if you saw my sleigh bells on the table, but I gotta make a few sleigh bell doorbell mounts, sleigh belts. So I'll be doing that too. Yes. All right. Thanks for stopping by again, and I hope I see you soon. Have a good day.